Alright, so I found this 1 to 50 scale crane on Alibaba the other day. It's about almost 4 feet high. It says 230 bucks. With shipping, it came out to 260 bucks. So, alright, let's take a look, see what's inside this box here. I thought it was going to be a bunch of parts just inside the box, but actually a real box in there. Came with a little brochure of different models that they sell. It's all in Chinese, so I couldn't understand it anyways. Same with the instructions, all in Chinese, but the pictures were good enough to figure it out what you needed to do in order to get this thing assembled, so it was alright, I guess. Alright, so it came in a pretty nice box. When I opened it up, I found 2 different trays inside there, wrapped in styrofoam, and inside different parts. So this is the I think this was the this was the jib. Yeah, this is the jib, and here's the main boom. So there's your boom stops there, one on each side, and they're both spring loaded. So I thought that was pretty cool. Here's your parts, accessories, pins, and your cables, and a little hook. So one thing about the main boom here is that this part came screwed on, but this part is permanently fixed. So if you're going to try to haul this like on a 1 to 50 scale load, you'd have to put the whole piece on there. So it'd still fit on there. These are all your guidelines for the main boob and for the jib. So they're all in there. Alright, opening up the second tray. Here's a jib, gantry mast, and all that connected together in one big piece. And you can see one of the jib stops just fell right off. That was actually broken, so you can kind of see it right there. That's supposed to go right there, but somehow it got broken off inside the box, so I don't know. And here's the forward part of the jib with the main block on there and all tangled up. So it took me about an hour to untangle all that mess there. So here is the gantry for the bottom part there. That hooks directly to the crane itself. And here is the crane. I was disappointed to find out that the counterweights are actually affixed to it, and all the tracks and everything is fixed to it too. So you can't really haul that in a load if you wanted to. So the first thing you want to do is attach the gantry. So too easy, done that. And the next stop is to put the outer bell connected to the gantry there. Pretty simple enough. Just make sure it's not tangled, and you just insert 2 pins in there, so or 1 pin in there. Alright, next, it said on the instruction manual, is to attach the main boom to the crane itself. Pretty easy. Took 2 little pins to put in there, and then you're going to attach the jib itself to the main boom using those 2 pins there. So too easy. Alright, once it's all connected, the next thing you're going to do is put your boom guidelines on there, and that'll connect back to the gantry. And you got to use your hand crane to lift that up, or if you wanted to, you could spend 30 minutes unwinding that thing and lower it all the way down, but Alright, then you're going to put the boom stops in, the pin for each side there, and it slides right in. And not to waste your time, I hand cranked the reels up. It took about 2 minutes, but I didn't have to go very far. So next you're going to do the jib guidelines. and they connect back to the main boom itself. And there's the broken jib stop, and I'm just going to put a pin in there and kind of wedge it back into where it needs to go. It just doesn't have a screw holding it up to the top there, so just fixing the jib itself. And then the next stop next step is to attach the jib to the boom. Simple pin, too easy. Then the next thing I do is attach the jib guidelines to the jib tip down there. And you gotta use your hand crane again to lift that up. And once you get all those connected, or both of those connected, then your next step is to basically run the 2 lines for the main block and for the auxiliary the hook. So that was too easy. I mean, I've done it in a few minutes in this video, but it actually took me 2 days to run all these lines. I took the old lines off because I had them glued to the blocks, and you couldn't move the lines at all. They were in fixed position, but I took it apart and made it all functional, so I think that's the way it should be. Here I am again, cranking this thing up. This took forever. This is like 10 minutes. You gotta get these big fingers in there and wind these little reels or winches. And there it is, finally all the way up. Oh, still has room. It's about 4 feet tall once you extend it all the entire way. Instead of using the winch there, I just pulled the cable, so it's a little bit quicker. So some of the details, it's hard to see in this one, but it came out blurry, but the decals are pretty good on there. It's all metal except for the railing there, but everything else is metal. And the cab itself raises up so the driver can look at his load when it's at the top. One thing I didn't like about it is these tracks. They're actually plastic. You know, I wish they were metal, but it's all right. Plastic's okay, I guess. They look real. It's hard to tell until you grab a hold of it. You know, these blocks right here, that's one solid piece of brass all the way across. So you can imagine, you know, when you're trying to reel that up, the cable really has to just slide through there and not roll. So it makes it a little bit difficult to lift. All the platforms have perforated, so you know, just like the real thing. So that's pretty cool. Here's a jib stop. There's that one I just kind of put in there, and it seems like it's holding. These everything up here it's not a solid brass pulley. It's all individual pulleys, so it works better for lifting. So this is a 300-ton crane, so a great deal on Alibaba, and I figured I'd do a review of it.